Hello and welcome. In this video, I will be answering 2 to 3 questions that usually bothers those that have US visa B1, B2, or those that want to apply for it. They want to know their boundaries, you know, and recently it was increased to 5 years. Prior to that, as of year 2022 to March 2023, it's 2 years multiple visa, and it has been, that's for the validity. Now it has been increased to 5 years. So even when it was at 2 years, a lot of questions like this bother a lot of people. That I was given 2 years multiple visa. Does that mean I can stay in the USA for 2 years? It is no. So here today, I'm here to answer a few of those questions. So the first question is, how long can I stay in the United States on a tourist or business visa? Assuming you were given 2 years visa. Okay, it's no longer 2 years. Let me not use 2 years anymore. So from March 2023, the validity has been increased to 5 years. So, okay, you go to the embassy, you get a visa, they give you a US visa. Let's say it says 5 years or 2 years. So what does that mean to you? First of all, let's just hear what they put on their board. A U.S. non-immigrant visa grants you permission to travel to a port of entry, airport, seaport in the United States. When you arrive at your destination port of entry, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection officer who processes your entry will determine the length of time that you may remain in the country. You may travel to the port of entry during the validity of your non-immigrant visa up to and including the last day and the last day the visa is valid. The visa duration does not determine the length of time that you may legally remain in the United States. Only the Customs and the Border Protection officer can decide this upon your arrival in the United States. So let me explain or break it down for you what this means. So let's say you went to the US embassy at your home country, they give you 2 years visa or they give you 5 years visa. Does that mean you can go to USA and stay for 2 years or 5 years? No. Even when that visa is given to you, when you board your plane, you drop at the airport in the US, you will be faced with immigration officers. They, at that point, they could even nullify the visa you're carrying. So they will decide how long you should go and stay for this entry that you want to enter. At least up to 2022, I know that when you get to that point, they usually give you 6 months to enter, despite the fact that you are holding a visa that says 2 years or 5 years, but you're a temporary visitor. So you have no business to stay for a long stretch. So usually they give you 6 months at that point of entry. So getting the visa from your country is one step. Getting to the point of entry at the immigrations in the US at the airport is another case entirely, because they will ask you some questions there that could determine your entering into that country, despite the fact that you have a visa on your passport. So you should be prepared with your mind. Don't lie. Just continue with what you have said to the officer when you went for your interview. Whatever they asked you, if this immigration at the airport are asking you the same question, just be straightforward, be calm, respond casually, calmly, politely. So what that means in essence is that at that border of entry, at the customs, the immigration, they put another stamp on your passport, giving you the period you can stay for that instance that you came. But because you were given 2 years, 5 years visa from your home country. It means that you can go in now, stay for a short time, and the shortest time they have given you at that point of entry is 6 months. So you come out again, go back to your country, travel again. So you can travel to and fro within the 2 years that they have given you, or within the 5 years. So that's what this one means. Yes. So you were given 2 years, you were given 5 years. It doesn't mean you should go into the US and stay for a stretch of 2 years without coming home, or 5 years without coming home. No, you must go stay for that short period that was placed on your passport when you got to the airport at the US. Stay within that 6 months that they have given you or less, and then come back home. Otherwise, if you stay above that 6 months, it's going to create issue for you, because it's straightforward. You were given 2 years visa to get to the airport, to get into the country in and out. Because also that visa says multiple entry, 2 years visa. So it has explained itself. Meaning you can enter and come out of the US multiple times within 2 years or within 5 years. That's what it basically means. It doesn't mean go and stay for 2 years, go and stay for 3 years, because if you do that, you have violated the chances they have given you, and they may not give you a visa again, or it may take years before you get an opportunity to get visa again. So be sure not to violate that opportunity that you were given. So that is why it's good to understand these questions before you even travel at all, or before you even go to apply. So now the second question: my visitor visa B1 B2 expires after my intended date of arrival in the United States. Do I need to get a new visa before departure? Good question. So what this question is asking is that, okay, I entered the USA, but my visa expired while I was in the USA. So do I need to get another visa to get out of USA? No. When you arrive in the USA with that visa that is almost expiring, the officer that is attending to you at that point in time knows that your visa will expire, soon. But because you came to their border point before even the last day that visa will expire, they will still allow you in. So if it's the last day your visa will expire, you get to the US port, definitely they will still allow you in, but they will give you a stamp of a number of months or so to stay. But make sure you don't violate that. Come back before that date expires. So in essence, what this question is saying, if I have a US visa and my visa is expiring today, and I board my plane to get to US port today, it says that if you may arrive in the United States up to the last date of the validity indicated on your visa. Meaning, if your visa expired, it's going to expire today, and you get to USA point of entry today, the fact that you are still valid before 12 midnight, they will allow you in, knowing well that while you are in, your visa will expire on you. But at that entry, he gives you another stamp that validates you to stay a bit longer. But the month or the weeks he gives you, don't violate it, because you're traveling on the day your visa will expire, and you know well that once you step into that country, within hours your visa expires. They are aware of that. But the fact is, they stick to what they promised you. I give you visa to enter US till this day. So that last day, they are still, allowing you in, because it's an agreement. Yes. And you go in, which a lot of people don't know. Mind you, I didn't know this before, but I knew later. I thought that, like, if you have 2, 3 more days before your visa expires, don't bother to go to the US. Just go to the embassy and renew. A lot of people do not know this. So have this in mind. You can enter the USA up till the last day of that visa that you have on your passport, which a lot of people do not know. So guys, I've said a lot. So I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also drop your comments. Bye for now.